morning, good morning, good morning. Woo! Sunday morning, ladies and gentlemen, December 29th. Wow. Woo, we made it. Seems like this year went by pretty fast, ladies and gentlemen. I know it did to me. We're already few days left, like 2 days, 48 hours, man, and we going into 2025. It's kind of hard to imagine. It just kind of went so fast. So hey, I hope everybody's doing well out there. Hope everybody had a great, holiday, spend time with the family, kind of going into the new year. Wow, in a few days. So I'm gonna be brief, but I want to be poignant. Actually, I just want to say thank you. I just kind of want to come on and say thank you for those that stopped by. And hopefully I was able to inspire you and or challenge you to grow in different areas. It's kind of a big thing for me. Because I always have conversations with individuals. It's like if you're not really, growing, you probably really, either staying the same or dying. You know what I mean? You know how that is. So I kind of always good morning, challenge, people to grow, to expand past that comfort zone, past that point of reality. So this one, I just want to say thank you for those that stopped by, my page, and hopefully, able to get a little something to help you through the day and or week. In the month of somewhere around October. Good morning, Mario. That I had put in there a challenge, to put out list one thing that you want to accomplish by the end of the year. I know a lot of people, Sonji, a lot of other people, Alicia, put their stuff there. So hopefully you guys actually was able to accomplish at least one thing by the 31st. Good morning, good morning. Now hopefully, hey Alicia, hopefully you was able to accomplish that. And if you was, especially Alicia, go ahead and put in the comments and share with the tribe, with the community, if you was able to accomplish that particular goal. So that was big, right? Because we have so many things that we want to do. We have so many things that we're responsible to do. And then sometimes the thing that we actually want to do, it just doesn't get done, right? But I always talk about the 80-20 rule, right? Meaning that 80% of the things that we want to get done happen in 20% of the time, right? So as we was approaching like the fourth quarter going into the new year, I just kind of put a challenge out there. Hey, just list one thing that you feel you can accomplish, right? Because again, we always talk about like done is better than perfect when perfect never gets done. Sometimes, ladies and gentlemen, we want to or we try to be perfect before we get started in terms of, hey, this got to be this particular way before I get started versus just getting it done and then learn as you go, right, Mario? Good morning, my good brother. It's like, believe it or not, I started Facebook Lives going on 4 years ago. I wasn't perfect, nor am I perfect when I come on here, but I got it done, ladies and gentlemen. And then I was consistent, right? And now look where we are now. So the goal is, later on in the first quarter, kind of to add a different platform. Maybe I'll add, a YouTube, right? And do some, because I actually want to get into the group coaching aspect and have like a paid subscription where now we can kind of interact and I can coach you individually based upon the things that you're specifically going through and or you want some answers or coaching for, right? I'm a certified life coach. So we're going to work on that in the beginning of the new year. See, Alicia is sharing, she accomplished, man. Awesome, awesome. You know what I mean? It was just a challenge, a little inspiration to, just kind of say, hey, you have some help. We're creating a tribe here to support one another to get those things done. Now, because we all know that life happens, right? Nobody gets a pass on life, ladies and gentlemen. It happens to all of us. But if we stay focused long enough, right, to be committed to that goal, and if we have people kind of cheering us on, and the reason why, Lisa's dropping that is because I wanted everybody to share, right? Something dynamic happens when you take the thing that you say you want to do inside of your head and you share with other people. Right now, you have other people holding you accountable as well, right? And it does something when you're like, oh, cool. Sometimes we feel that it's okay to disappoint ourselves versus disappointing somebody else. That's why I said, hey, put it out there. Let somebody else know that that's what you want to accomplish. And also what it does is it holds you accountable. See, Alicia's sharing, which is a beautiful thing, ladies and gentlemen. So next year, I'm going to talk about this probably. I may do something on New Year's Eve, in terms of first quarter things, right? So for me personally, I have three things, really, not really four. One is to finish my book. Two, we're going to drop the podcast. And then three, I'm working on my nonprofit. I got a nonprofit called Growing Up Without a Father, kind of bringing that to the community, creating a new board, things of that nature. So those are, my three things. And then, fourth is kind of creating another platform. So you and I, we kind of speak on another level where you'll have access, and then we could kind of help each other move to the next level as we go into 2025, ladies and gentlemen. So every year, even like last year, I had a theme. I talked about four areas, right? Faith, finance, fitness, and family, right? Those were the four areas. Next year for 2025, my theme is actually going to be let's thrive in 25, right? Because thrive is prosper and be successful in any and all that we do, right? So thrive to me is just another level, right? Because sometimes we do things on a level that we feel comfortable on, ladies and gentlemen, in terms of things that we feel are in or within our reality, right? So next year, we kind of really going to dive a little bit deeper in our belief system, because your belief system is the anchor on how you move. And sometimes we got to break up that foundation and create and pour a new foundation, which is a new belief system based upon where we say we want to go. Because sometimes what we don't realize is the current belief system and foundation got us where we are. So in order to move to that next level, to that higher level, sometimes we got to change and break up that belief system, because that belief system may have some sort of guards around it, right? It may have some things that, you're just not so sure, and your belief may not be big enough to get you where you say you want to go. So that's kind of going to be a thing next year. It's kind of helping people with that belief system. Like, okay, your beliefs sometimes have to be a little bit larger and bigger than what you think your reality is, and or what you think you can accomplish, right? So we're going to thrive next year, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to thrive in 2025, because for me, it's always, always, always about energy and understanding our belief system and things of that nature, and then having the right people around you, right? I kind of talk about this a little bit this year. Is we need to have people around us who celebrate us, not tolerate us, right? Those people that's going to cheer us on, that's going to pump us up when we think we can't do it anyway, right? I know some of y'all are laughing, man. We have our own doubts, right? We don't need nobody else doubting us, so we're going to, sometimes we have to move and shift, the people around us, and or, you may not necessarily have to get rid of those individuals, but we may have to lessen the time that we spend with those particular individuals, because all those that are around us, ladies and gentlemen, to be honest with you, are necessary, right? Me personally, and I'm not afraid to share. I have this thing, and I was talking about, about Christ, right? So one thing that really marveled me about how Christ walked was he was able to move in the midst of his Judas and his John. The one who wanted to wash his feet, and then the cat who wanted to sell him out and actually sold him out for 30 pieces of silver, right? He didn't want more Johns and less Judas. And he didn't say, hey, don't put no Judas around me and just, I'll deal with, anybody else outside of that. Nah. So it marvels me, right? So I focus on trying to be like that, or focus on being like that, not trying, because it showed that he was able to stay focused on his purpose, right? And those both individuals, his Judas and his John, they both were significant in propelling him to where he needed to go, right? So those that are around you, good or bad, ladies and gentlemen, right? If you stay focused to what you have to do and where you're going, they actually can propel you there, right? So that's just a little tidbit. Now, that's just me, right? And sometimes, when I ask for that, boy, when it comes, sometimes I'm not really ready. And then I forget that, this is what you asked for, So asking for something and then receiving it, Two different things, ladies and gentlemen. Totally different things. So again, in 2025, we're gonna thrive. It doesn't mean it's not gonna be any turbulence. It's not gonna mean that people are not gonna be hating on you or backstabbing you or things of that nature. That's just par for the course, ladies and gentlemen. So if those things particularly, you can't handle, then you may want to, have a second thoughts on, how much do you say you want that thing, right? Because whatever it is, it's going to come with some obstacles and challenges. That's just the way it is, right? Because your creator wants to know, hey, Mario, how bad do you want that new gym that you say you want, right? How bad do you want those new clients in 3TA, right, Mario? Like, how bad do you want it? Do you think they're just going to come, right? Are you willing to put in the work to get those results that you say that you want? Because they're out there, right? Nobody's stopping you but you. You can do it, right? Because nobody has that tenacity, right? That fire that you have for you and your family to get it done, right? It doesn't mean that people are not going to want you to do it. It doesn't mean that, right? It just means that, hey, if you say that that's what you want, all right, let's go, right? Are you willing to go through the obstacles, the different adversities to make sure you still are able to get those things done, right? Because you have the ability. It's not like you don't have the ability. You already demonstrated that, Mario. Hundreds of times you have the ability, right? But you have the belief system that you can do it, right? That's something totally different, and then tenacity to fight through when adversity comes, to say, hey, nah, I see what this is, but it's not going to stop me from advancing my brand, right? My man Mario has a brand, 3TA. He helps, younger kids, high school kids, even college kids in their football techniques, right? He has, kids on each level, right? Even in the NFL, college bound. He's doing a magnificent job in that area of training young men on football techniques because he played the game, right? So he knows what needs to be done in terms of techniques, right? But he's also growing his brand, right? Growing his brand, it comes with adversity. It's just par for the course, right? And I know you made for it to get it done, right? So again, we're gonna thrive in 2025. So I just want to come on this morning and share a little bit and really just say thank you. You know what I mean? So for me, I'm really humbled to have the ability to interact with individuals and share the things that my creator has placed inside of me and then be obedient, ladies and gentlemen, to actually come on and actually, articulate those things, hoping and praying that I actually can inspire and challenge somebody out there that's listening to grow, right? To be more, do more, because there's individuals around you that's looking at you, Alicia, looking at you, Mario, to be that individual that they use as a gauge for themselves. Wow, Alicia's doing that, man. Maybe I kind of need to step up my game. Wow, man, look at Mario, man. Look how he killing the game, man. Yeah. Now, these are conversations that people have within themselves. Like, it may not ever get to you, right? But everybody's watching somebody, ladies and gentlemen. So if they watching you, you guys, go ahead and be the best at whatever it is that you're doing. Because you don't even know, like, just your actions alone can inspire somebody to grow, to move, to do something that they didn't think that they had the ability to do, but because they watching you do it, they like, ooh, okay. Let me get myself together, man. Let me kind of put a little something in motion to maybe I can kind of be a little bit better, do something a little bit more because I see them moving in a particular way. I promise you, that's how it is, right? And some of this stuff may not ever get to you, Alicia, and you know it to be true because, Alicia, even, past, the medical challenges that you had, you still have people that you inspire because you have the tenacity to keep going. No quit, no matter what happens. And you already know that there's people out there that's watching you. That's just how it is. You know what I mean? So, again, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to come on this morning and just, from my family to yours, just humbly say, just thank you, right? Thank you for the opportunity to serve, right? To do and be all that God has placed inside of me to do, to help those out there in any way, shape, or form. So again, as we move into 2025, ladies and gentlemen, it's time just to take it up just one more notch minimum. 2 or 3 if you have the bandwidth is cool, but don't allow this year, to only be, the catalyst to a mediocre next year, right? Let's use this year, the things that we've learned, right? Let's utilize this year as a springboard into 2025 so we can thrive in 2025. Well, hey, ladies and gentlemen, that's my time. I want you to go out there on this Sunday morning, I'm about to go to church, this last Sunday morning in 2024, and be great on purpose. Until we speak again, have a great, great, great day. Peace.